Today we're going to be taking a look at an LED photography and video lighting kit made by Switti. This photography and video lighting kit comes with 2 LED panels. Each panel has 600 LEDs. It's 45 watts. It's rated at CRI 96+. The color temperature range is from 3000K to 8000K. It has a digital display behind each panel, and the lifespan is over 50,000 hours. And it also supports 2 lithium-ion batteries for mobile use. With that being said, let's go ahead and run that intro video and jump right into the unboxing. Hey there, my name is Adrian with ProjectRamos.com and dealsbypr.com. On this channel, I do tech reviews, so if you're new here, consider subscribing. So the LED panels come packaged in the carrying cases. It comes with a remote. Okay, so in the carrying bag we have the power supply. Here's the LED panel. It's packaged in bubble wrap. And it looks like we also get an extension to the power supply. And it looks like it's a pretty good length here, so that's a plus. Looks like we get a feedback form here. The instruction manual. And here's the LED panel. It's shrink wrapped. Okay, so the back of the panel, it is metal, so it's going to be able to dissipate heat rather quickly there. Here's the LCD display to be able to show the color temperature of the light. We also have some button controls here and also the intensity control here. That's where you plug in the power supply, and then you have this on and off switch here. So if you switch it to this side, it will use the battery power as a source. And if you switch it over to this side, it will use the DC power as a source. And on the flip side, here's the panel. So 600 LEDs, and this here is the diffuser. So it has, looks like you're gonna have to peel this off, so it must be plastic. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so it is a diffuser, and it's cut out to fit the LED panel securely. So you just slide that in. It has little plastic tabs here to hold it in place. So 2 tabs here at the bottom, 2 tabs at the top. So now that the tabs are in place, this diffuser won't go anywhere. And you have these real nice big knobs here to be able to adjust your angle of the LED light and be able to hold that in place securely so that it doesn't move on you once you find the perfect angle that you're looking for. And also, separately, the company sells the tripods, which I have here. So the tripods are here. And these tripods come with this real nice felt carrying case, and it has this attached piece here. That way you can carry them, kind of like a backpack. So it's a standard tripod for these lights, and the company name is here. And also on the LED panels, the company name is found here and also here. And as far as the carrying case is concerned, It looks like that's all that you get in the carrying bag. So you do get the carrying bag. It has these handles here, so you can carry these off easily. And that is gonna do it for the LED panel. So we're gonna go ahead and get these set up, and we're gonna go through the settings and see how these lights operate. All right, so we have the power supply plugged into power. And before I plug in the cable into the LED panel, I just want to point out a detail here. The cable has a 90-degree angle. And the reason this is important is because once you plug this into an LED panel, the cable is going to be hanging straight down. And if you have a power supply cable, kind of like in this style, where the cable just comes straight out, what ends up happening is you end up putting a lot of strain on the strain relief here. And over time, that could become a problem. So the fact that this power supply has this real nice 90-degree angle, you're gonna reduce the stress on the strain relief, and therefore it should last you a lot longer than a power supply that has this style connection. All right, so let's go ahead and plug in the LED panel to the power source. And with the switch, we're either gonna toggle it to this side to use the batteries or toggle it to this side to use the AC DC power source. So we're gonna go to this side here, and there we go there. Panel's now on. So let's quickly go over the buttons that we find on the panel. So obviously we have the LCD display here. We have 4 buttons here. This one's a group button, which we'll go over in a second. This one controls the intensity of the light. This one turns the remote radio on and off. This changes the remote channel. So we have different channels that we can set the LED panel to. And then this one here, the big rotary knob controls the intensity of the light. And then you have a button right in the middle that'll switch it over to the temperature. So for instance, we can control the intensity, and you can see on the LCD display, it's changing the intensity of the light. Once you press the middle button, now you can change the temperature of the light. So we can go all the way down to 3000 K, all the way up to 8000 K. So press the middle button again, and we're back to the intensity setting. Okay, so now let's go over the group settings. So we get A, B, C, D, E, F settings. What this means is that you can set up different color temperatures and intensities for each group setting. So right now we're set to group A. Group A set to 100% at 8000 K. But let's say we want the intensity at 50%, and we'll leave the temperature at 8K. So now if we hit the group button, now we're over at B. Let's say B, we want that, we'll leave it at 10% at 4K. And then C, we want this one at 100%, and we'll change the temperature to 8000 K. Okay, so now as you're doing either your photo shoot or you're doing a video shoot, now you can recall these settings quickly by just going to A, which is what we set, 50% at 8000 K. B, 10% at 4000 K. C, 100% at 8000 K, so on and so forth. So you get all of these settings here that you can customize for your photo shoots or video shoots. And again, as I mentioned, this one is for the light intensity. It goes in increments of 25%. So it'll start at 1%, press it once, goes up to 25%, 50, 75, and 100%, and then press it again and it'll start all over. And as I mentioned, this one is to turn on the radio for the remote control. So you press it once and you can tell here that that radio is now broadcasting. So now if we move these dials, nothing happens. It shows that it's moving here, but it's doing nothing to the light. That's because the control is going to be taking over all functions of the LED panel. So same is true for the color temperature of the light. So now let's go ahead and jump over to the remote. Now the remote, when you first get it, the LCD display is going to be protected with this plastic piece here. So we're going to peel that off. And the battery is also, it has this paper tab here so that the battery is not in use while it's in transit. So there we go there. Now the remote control also has a lit LCD backlit display. And much of the same settings that you get on the LED panel are found on the remote. You get the light intensity, you get the color temperature, and then you also get the same groups that you have here. So A, B, C, D, E, F. And in addition to that, up here shows you which channel the remote is on and the battery status of the remote. And again, the buttons here, we got a power button, we got a channel button, we have a light intensity button. So this one will, it should do the same increments as the LCD panel does, which is increments of 25%. And then you have the group button there. And then the rotary knob with the middle button here will do the same thing that this rotary knob does on the LCD panel. All right, so I had to take a look at the instructions real quick to understand how the remote operates. So being that the remote has the different groups on here, you have to correlate whichever group you're going to be adjusting on the actual LCD panel. So right now we're set to group A, and the remote is also set to group A. So now the remote is going to be able to change the parameters for group A. So if we move the rotary knob, we can see that the intensity of the light changes, and you can kind of see the light down here changing as well. So we can go from 1% all the way up to 100%. And this rotary knob also has a button in the middle, much like this rotary knob does. So if I were to hit that button in the middle, now I can adjust the color temperature of the light. So as you can see, it's changing the color temperature. So we can go all the way from 8,000K all the way down to 3,000K, just as we were able to do with this rotary knob. So now, if we want to change groups, all we got to do is hit this button. Now we're in group B. So now we got to come over to the LCD panel, change it to group B, and now we're going to be able to adjust all the settings on group B. And to demonstrate, we have the light intensity increment here. It should go by 25%, so I'll just press it once. Starts at 1%, goes up to 25, 50, 75, and 100. So it operates just as this button does on the LCD display. So that's pretty much it for the remote control. Now, right now we're set to channel 1. So being that we have 2 LCD panels, we can set one panel to channel 1 and the second panel to channel 2. So you can just simply hit that and change it to channel 2. So if we were to have the second LCD panel here on channel 2, now we can do the same thing. We can make all of our adjustments using the remote control. So it's important to note that the remote control has to be on the same group as the LCD panel that you want to control. Next, we're going to set this light up right next to me, and we're going to go through all the settings as far as the color temperature to demonstrate the different color temperatures it can produce and also the different light intensities. Now that we've had a chance to go through all the setting parameters on the back of this LED panel, let's go ahead and demonstrate what the different settings look like on camera. So first we're going to go through the temperature settings. Right now we're set to 8,000K. So we are going to start dropping this down. So right now we're at 6,600K. We are now at 6,100K. We're now at 5,000K and 4,000K, 3,000K. So you can see the incremental changes there. 3,100, 3,200, 3,300, 34, 35. So the incremental changes you can do with the remote is by 100. So 3,900K, 4,000K, 4,100K. And if you move the dial a little quicker, you can jump around to different temperatures a lot quicker there. So there's 8,000K, and we'll quickly drop it down to 3,000K so you can kind of see the dramatic change between the two. Now, in terms of the intensity, right now we're set to 1%. So as you can tell on the camera, it's giving off quite a bit of light at 1%. So we're going to start increasing the intensity. So we are now at 15%, and we're at 3,000K. So we'll change the color temperature. That's 25%. That's 50%, 75%, 100%. So this is 100% intensity at 3000K. So now I'm gonna bring it back down to 1%, and I'm gonna bump this all the way to 8000K, and I'm gonna increase this up to 100% intensity. There's 25, 50, 75, 100%. So that's 100% intensity at 8000K. As I mentioned earlier, these LED panels can be battery operated as well. There's 3 different models that you can use with these LED panels, which are the NP-F550, the NP-F750, and also the NP-F970. And here I've got some NP-F970 batteries that I'm gonna plug into the LED panel to demonstrate how that works. All right, so here's the back of the panel, and this is where the batteries go. So I got my 2 batteries here. I'm gonna go ahead and plug these in. Okay, we got both of them plugged in, and now we're gonna switch this over to the battery on position. And there we go there. You can tell that the light is on. Okay, and then we can go to full intensity here. Now, these batteries are fully charged, so there is a battery meter here that shows how what the battery level is, and there's 3 bars to show that it's fully charged. So you can tell here that at full intensity, these batteries are able to push this light, and the battery meter is still showing full, so it's doing pretty good there. And here is the at 1%, so it's working as expected. Okay, we're gonna try to operate this LED panel with just 1 battery. So I'm gonna slide a battery on this side and turn it on, and we get no power. Okay, so we're gonna take this battery, put it on the other side, and try it again. Still no power. So do keep that in mind, that if you do want to use this LED panel with batteries, you're gonna have to have 2 batteries installed in order to make this LED panel operate. So right now I have 2 of them installed, and there we go there. It just turned on. So you do need 2 batteries installed in order for that to work. Now let's go over the final thoughts of this LED panel. First, let's talk about the construction of the panel. It has an all metal frame. So the back of the panel is all metal back here. The control unit is made out of plastic, but as far as the rest of the panel back here, it's all metal. The frame around the LED panel is all metal, and also the bracket that holds up the LED panel is also made out of metal. So it's constructed really well. Now let's talk about the options that you get with this LED panel. First of all, the LED panel does come with a remote, which makes operation of this panel extremely convenient. So if you're doing, let's say, videos for YouTube or even photography by yourself and you have no one helping you, you could literally sit in front of the camera and start making your adjustments using the remote and dial in the exact settings that you're going for whatever type of shoot that you're doing, whether it's photography or video. So I can sit here and change the intensity and watch myself on the monitor and dial in exactly the look that I'm going for. You know, change the color temperature of the LED panel. You know, right now I have it set to 3000K. Change the intensity, which I have it at the lowest setting, which is actually a little too bright for this video right now. But you know, and then you also get the different groups. You get A, B, C, D, E, F, and in each group you can do custom settings. So for instance, where that comes in handy in terms of video, like for instance, this review video, you know, you could set up your lighting for this shoot right now. And then for the unboxing, you can set up different lighting. So different intensity, different color temperature, so that when you're doing the unboxing, you can optimize the look of the video. And then when you're doing your headshot video, then you can also make those adjustments to optimize the look of the video. And you can control all of that with the remote, so that makes it extremely convenient if you're just a one-man show doing video work or photography work. In addition to all that, all of those parameters are also accessible on the back of the LED panel, and it has a real easy to understand display here. You get The same 4 buttons you get on the back of the LED panel are the same buttons you get on the remote, which make it really convenient and really easy to remember what button does what, you know. So whether you're working the LED panel from the back of the panel or using the remote, all the buttons are exactly the same and they operate exactly the same. Now let's talk about the different looks that you can achieve with these LED panels. You get a wide range of color temperatures. You know, you're going as warm as 3000K and as bright as 8000K, and then you get the different color intensities. So with all of those options, you can achieve a lot of different looks, and I'll go ahead and cycle a few sample photos that we were taking during the shoot of this review, so you can see how you can achieve a different type of look with the different temperatures. And being that you can save these into different groups and recall those settings as you're working either on your video or on your photo shoot, make it super convenient to be able to recall settings, so you can try different things, save that setting, move on to a different group, try, you know, different parameters, you know, and keep testing out different looks until you dial in the exact one that you like. And if you want to go back to a previous one, you can just go back to a different, you know, one of the previous groups that you had already experimented with. Another convenience feature that you get with these LED panels is the fact that you can use these with batteries. So if you need to use these LED panels outdoors, or you need to be mobile, or you're using them in an area where there's no AC outlets, or there are AC outlets, but they're out of reach of the power adapter. If you carry around batteries that are compatible with these LED panels, you're gonna be able to still use these lights no matter where you are, which make these lights very versatile. Next, let's talk about the intensity of this light. These lights are extremely bright. Being that they have 600 LEDs, they're able to produce quite a bit of light. So when I put this panel, I'm gonna switch the temperature to 8000K, which is the coolest temperature it can do. Now, as I turn this up to full, let's see. As I turn this up to full intensity, you get the idea of how bright these things are. I mean, they go extremely bright. And that's only one panel. You know, once you plug in the second panel and you combine the light intensity of both panels, you can only imagine how bright these things can go. So that comes in handy if you need to, you know, put these lights at a distance from your subject. You're gonna be able to turn up that intensity and get that lighting that you're going after, as far as being able to light your subject perfectly, even from a distance. Now let's talk about the million-dollar question. Are these LED panels worth your hard-earned money? They sell for $199.99 on Amazon, and they don't come with tripods, so the tripods are sold separately, but they're only $29.99, and that's for the pair. And once again, the LED panels, when you buy them, they come as a pair. So everything comes as pairs. So for $199, you get 2 LED panels. For $29.99, you get 2 tripods. And now let's talk about what you get with the LED panels. You get the carrying bag. You also get the power supply. You get the LED panel and a diffuser. And one thing I didn't mention is that you get a Velcro strap to be able to keep the power supply, you know, the wire on the power supply kind of wrapped up like this. So you just use a Velcro strap right over that. You also get the remote with both LED panels. So that's what you get for the $199. Now, for the $29.99 on the tripods, you get the tripod, which I'm using here, and each tripod comes with a carrying bag, which is really nice because I have bought these light tripods from other manufacturers, and they don't come with bags. It's just literally just the tripod in a box, and that's it. So for $199 LED panels and $29.99 on the tripods, I think you're getting a lot of value for the money. You're gonna have a ton of options, everything that we've already covered here, especially if you're doing, well, actually it covers both video work or photography work. The fact that you can set up different settings and recall each setting with just a change of a group is super convenient to achieve the looks that you're going after. And As far as video work, you're going to be able to get consistent lighting every single time, because you're going to be able to set up the intensity of the light that you need and the color temperature that you need, and video after video after video, you're going to be able to achieve the same exact lighting look every single time. So in my opinion, I think it's a definite buy. I think you're getting a lot of value for the money, and I do recommend these lights. And as a matter of fact, every video after this review, we're gonna start using these LED panels. That's gonna complete my review of the Switti LED photography and video lighting kit. If you found some value in this video, I would appreciate it if you were to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that you get notified when we upload new videos. And on that note, I will see you in the next review.